What is the teenage stuff you should do or try before turning 18? That invincible feeling you have where your body doesn't hurt and crack when you move. Yeah, take full advantage of that now. Also, make a concerted effort to find a routine or activity that you enjoy for keeping your activity levels up regardless of your life stage or circumstances. A lot of young people struggle with this after aging out of school sports, or when faced with newfound independence in college, or when getting an office job. It's also much easier to maintain and adjust an existing fitness routine than to try and start a new one from scratch. At 30, I haven't experienced many of the aches, pains, and other body changes my more sedentary peers complain about, simply because of consistent activity levels. Your body is going to deteriorate with age regardless, but barring extenuating circumstances like injuries, you do have some control over it. Hiking, climbing, bouldering, travel a bit, long distance running, or vocal or music instrument. Basically find a hobby that can keep you going throughout life. Like when nothing works, you know that you can always do that hobby and be good at it. Find a hobby that can keep you going throughout life. Lol. Try lots of things is much more realistic for this age group. Very few people will enjoy the same things at 22 as they loved at 15. And that's totally okay. People change and grow so much into their 20s that it's pretty unrealistic to tell teenagers to find a lifelong hobby right now. Even if more of them did have the time, self-determination, and resources to try many hobbies out. If you have parents and are on at least okay terms with them. Spend some time with them while they're still young. They will get old super fast. Let them embarrass you. Let them get on your case. It is surprising how much you will miss it when they get older. I lost my dad when I was 20 and he was sick most of my life. I can't state this enough. We went on adventures. He knew his time wasn't long, so while he forced me on these adventures. I hated and loved it at the same time, and now all I have is wonderful but regretful memories because I wished I appreciated the time more and didn't complain as much as I did. Make mementos. Keep a journal and update it daily. Detail the events of your day. Detail as much as you can remember. Write about the way you felt in a given moment, your interactions with people, the movie you watched, the song you listened to. Draw a picture in it to illustrate how you felt or a depiction of an event in the day. Make playlists. If you are rotating between the same songs or albums, make sure to give them their own playlist. As time goes on, they will become time capsules of that period in your life, and you can listen to them to remember the emotions you had at the time. Maybe memories of the places you were when you listened to them. Take pictures. Take pictures of yourself, your friends, the places you go. If you are in any moment that you enjoy to any capacity, take a picture to keep the memory immortalized. In years when you look back on your life, you will be able to see each day as a unique experience with different people, events, and media instead of a blur of uncertain memories. Enjoy time with your friends. If you can, go on little vacations with just them. Like camping is pretty cheap, can be done with teenage money. Take pictures and make sure they're backed up on a separate thing than your phone, in case you lose it or something. Pretty much applies to all memorable pictures you don't want to lose. You'll want pictures for the rest of your life. Also, the camping with only people your age kinda is good practice for being self-sufficient. You guys cook and set up the site and do everything for yourself. No parents to help. Get into a sport or something you like now, while you have time and energy. It will be easier for you to stay in it if you're already kind of intermediate at it and in shape. Plus, hobbies are a good way to meet people. Maybe have light relationships or flirting or whatever. More of a practice thing too. Don't get STDs, nothing like that. Oh, be careful. But learning to deal with another person. Practice not being too nervous to talk to someone. Learn what your boundaries are. Don't let someone walk all over you just because you like them. But also don't become unwilling to compromise when you might not be fair to their needs, respecting differences or something. It can get a lot messier later if you find stuff like that out after you moved in with someone. Maybe look into a part-time job to have work experience on your resume early on. Spend time with your grandparents. I get it. Old people are boring and a lot of them are outdated with things like technology. but your grandparents more than likely have a lot of interesting stories they can share. I spent some time with my grandparents as a teen, but I wish I had visited their house more before I left my hometown. After college I lived out of state and rarely ever saw them. Then they died weeks apart. They were the sweetest people, and while not biologically my grandparents, you would never think that with the way they treated me and loved me. So yes, there's great stories and lessons you can learn, but you lose them so soon. My relationship with my grandparents completely changed when I started pushing adult conversations with them. When we started talking as people and lost some of that granny will make you some cookies, that will fix it mentality, I learned so much about life from them. I learned how the grandfather I had always thought was mildly racist was probably the least racist guy I knew, and his rants about how the civil rights movement and Montgomery were eye-opening. That led him to the two of us sitting on a porch, shelling peas with a group of old black women who defended George Wallace completely and claimed he was the least racist governor Alabama had ever had. Still a con man but not a racist. Led 2 years of great talks. Dye your hair all the colors. Wear the ridiculous bad clothing. Anything that's legal but you can't do in the business world, get it done now. This is a good answer. I think it's good to get all those things out of your system when you're young, especially if you're going into the kind of industry where wacky, bright, unnatural hair colors are going to destroy your opportunities. When you're still a kid not obliged to be employed in places that employ young teens, that is 14-year-olds, are usually the places that aren't particularly fussed if someone has purple hair. I went to Catholic growing up, and as a result of the uniform I was not allowed to have any unnatural hair colors, was also not allowed nail polish, makeup, jewelry other than crack fixes, etc. And I honestly feel all it is delay it and lead to people who grow up feeling as if they missed out on really basic experiences and things. Forget about being mature for a while. Do silly or stupid things for stupid sake. And some of the best memories are made when you avoid doing adult things. You'll have plenty of time to drink and hook up later. Spend your time being childish and immature. Just don't do anything illegal or immoral. Go to that IOP at 3 a.m. Explore those woods, either alone or with friends, and swim naked in the creek. Go to that midnight premiere in a crappy cosplay of your favorite character. If an idea for that school project seems too crazy, do it anyway. Buy a bunch of old fruit and play baseball with it. There is plenty of stupidity to experience that doesn't involve alcohol, sex, or drugs. So do things that might make you cringe later, but were innocent and wholesome enough that you won't regret them. I just turned 18 myself and broke down crying. I have wasted those years, no friends, got bullied in school. I never reached out to my friends from school. I have never been out hanging out having fun, spent my entire life inside, and it just hit me. I have never had fun, been lonely 24/7. Sure, I have friends online, but it's just not the same being able to go meet them and hang out. So don't let your friends go, because once you've let go you might not be able to talk to them again. My life has been horrible. Never realized how lonely I was until I fell in love with an amazing girl from Spain who don't love me back. I truly have never yearned to make myself better until now. I want to lose weight and figure out what the fuck I am gonna do with my life. Happiness is something that I've only had for brief moments. I yearn to finally figure out WTF I am gonna do. I am making changes on myself, since this is my last chance to do something for me. I want to love myself, but I am not the single-player person. I need co-op in my life. I just haven't found that person yet. Well, I want her to be, but she doesn't want to. I have no motivation. All I need is just someone to keep me going. My family can't, since they're all trash humans who only think about themselves. I can't even get myself to push me forward. I mean, for the first time I felt disgusted at myself looking in a mirror. I am an uncompleted mess that needs the last piece. I don't feel like I'll find it. I know what I need to do to get better, but I just can't do it alone, which sucks, since no one wants to stand by me and push me forward when I'm exhausted and can't move. In the last week I can't even recognize myself. I feel like a different person, but that person is going to be the one who makes me better myself. So I am gonna try my hardest with me being the person I can't recognize, to strive forward, get my life on the tracks, to fall in love with someone who has mutual feelings. I want to be happy with who I am. Just enjoy being a teen honestly. You will have plenty of time to be a grown-up. Enjoy your teenage years. Play video games for hours on end, binge watch anime or your favorite T.V shows, listen to the edgiest songs you love, dye your hair, obsess over a band that you like, fill your room with posters, make posts that people in your high school class will get. When you're older you won't have time to play or watch as much T.V as you could when you're a teen. When I was in high school I was able to binge watch the first season of Attack on Titan in the span of 24 hours. Now, I haven't even been able to finish the last season. I don't get time to spend ridiculous amounts of time into video games I love. I end up buying games and not even finishing them. There's just not as much time when you're an adult. New music becomes less tolerable when you get older. The music you listen to as a teen will most likely be your favorite genre when you're an adult. Listen to as much music as you can. When you graduate high school your circle of friends gets tiny really fast. You might take it for granted now, but the people you know even as an acquaintance just disappear fast. Social media was really fun back when I could make a joke online and a lot of people in my high school commented on. You won't have that as much when you're an adult. Most of the people you will know will be from work, or far away, online friends you will never meet. Exercise/get/keep fit. Great for confidence, releasing stress, as well as being healthy. Don't care too much about what people think, just be yourself and own it, as long as that means being a decent human. Learn skills that are transferable, set goals in life and don't be afraid to change them. If your interests of paths change, stick up for yourself and others. Try out lots of different things and experiences. Experiences are better than things. You'll remember and appreciate them more in the following years. Things will change when friends go to different schools, colleges, unis, jobs etc. So make the most of your time together, and put yourself out there, as one day will be the last time you see each other for a very long time, and you might not know it. This will be kind of a cliche response, but probably because it's really important. Try a bunch of shit. That's my number one suggestion. Your goal as a teenager should be to find your passions in life early so you can foster them before it's too late. The more things you do and decide you don't like, the closer you're getting to finding what you love. Shoot all your shots. Ask out the person you have a crush on. Spend as much time with friends doing fun shit as you can. Make the most of your time. Your biggest regrets when you're older will be I wish I had done this, wish I learned I don't like this sooner etc. Develop your social skills. When you go off to college or move out on your own etc., you're going to have to make a bunch of new friends. The easier that is to do for you, the better your young adult life will be. This is massively important. Your success and mental health will all be affected by how rich or lacking your social life is. TLDR. Make lots of friends, have fun, be dumb, make mistakes. Make lots of mistakes, you learn from them more than anything else. Actually think of getting your shit together. I regret not giving more effort in life. Yes, I work hard and I am able to provide myself basic needs and occasional wants, but you are highly creative, filled with ideas, and have so much potential while you are young. Use that to your advantage. Take it from someone who is doing okay, but my life could be very different if I had just put in more effort. Everyone is capable of achieving great things. Find a skill, hobby you are good at, and you enjoy doing. Remember, if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. Who needs to hear this, but you are capable of so much. Stay positive and keep the grind up, no matter what you do. Get out of the house, make memories even after a teen. You should do this. I think today's youth are too hooked on electronics to fully understand. In 10 seconds you're going to wish you took the time to hang out and do actual stuff with friends. The memories and relationships made are far more important than anything material. It took me a long time to understand this, and when I look back I wish I would have done just that. First thing I'd say is, live by yourself. At least for a while. Enjoy the raw life as it is. Secondly, take some time Just an hour probably. Think how you wanna be in your 20s, both early and late 20s, something that you couldn't see yourself without in your 20s, and then jot down what you need to do for that. That's it. You got a list of what you should do. For me, I wanted to live in a country other than the one I was already residing in, and visit as many countries as possible. You must have been thinking, she's got a lot of money. Not really. All I had to do was to figure out all the options I had for that and choose the one most feasible for me. Here I am, in my mid-20s, covered 3 countries, hoping to add more to the list. Cheers. Just enjoy being goofy. Do any little kid things that you want. Playing on a playground at a park, doing crafts, giving yourself crazy colored hair or mohawk, making up stupid games to play with your friends, slumber parties, etc. Your childhood is so short, and then you'll have the next 70 years of being an adult where all of that fun gradually fades away into a gray haze of work, responsibility, and seriousness. There is so much pressure to grow up too fast, because society is geared towards creating productive adults, and your parents and teachers want to help you succeed in becoming a productive adult, but you will be a grown-ass person inevitably, and once your childhood is gone, it's gone. Be a kid while you still have time. Spend real-world time with your friends and make new friends. Go places, have fun. Create a program to help you do something and build a website. Use this to learn a programming language, even if it's just a simpler web app, or a set of Python scripts. Create something and build on it. If you can do this, you will always have income opportunities. Exercise and get fit. Your metabolism is much higher than it will be later, so start your adult life off in good shape. It's a lot harder to get there if you don't. Embrace learning. At no future time in your life will your body physically be able to stay up and grind to learn and create as many hours as you can right now. Learning new things is so much easier when you are young because you have the time and your mind is sharper and not already filled with decades of stuff to distract you. Wear sunscreen if you spend a lot of time outside. I don't condone excessive violence, but to all the assholes in middle school and high school, I would have definitely beat the shit out of some people. Maybe not put them in the hospital because that costs money, but as a minor you have less consequences than you do as an adult. As long as I didn't get expelled, I wouldn't have cared. Also, if my parents weren't so hell-bent on drugs, maybe experience them in a more safer environment rather than sneaking behind their back. Nowadays at least they're trying to legalize it, but back then it was a no number. Save money but also take your days off, because once you grow up and have to pay bills you're going to be working a lot, and enjoy your life. Don't think that when you get older you slave yourself away to work. Make memories. Also realize who the few friends you have are, because in fact almost 95% of your friends from HS are going drop off the face of the planet, and you'll never see them on social media but never again in person. Hang out with friends and family. Edit. Grammar. I know Ob's post is about before 18, but I think this one goes for all ages. Harsh reality is that as you get older so does all of the rest of your family, and one day they won't be around and you'll be kicking yourself in the leg every day because you wish you'd had more time to spend with them, so enjoy the time you have with them while they're here. Make a bucket list with your friends. You don't need loads of friends. We had a group of 6, but it was more like 3 and 3, like 2 little groups together. But with myself and my 2 closer friends, we went to the beach and had bonfires, and sang and hiked and drank and just did reckless things. I'm not saying go do drugs, in saying be a teenager, have sleepovers, camp out, climb trees. We even made a movie, YouTube videos, painted, found an abandoned treehouse and did it up to become out base. We were 18 when we did that. We still go there together regularly. Go ask that person out. Who cares if they say no? There are 7 billion more people you can ask out. One of them will eventually say yes. Make new friends. Tell your friend that you love and appreciate them. Don't care what anyone has to think or say. Do what you want to do. Nothing can stop you. But in all seriousness, be sensible. Don't do drugs. Don't become an alcoholic. Don't ruin your body just for the sake of it. Learn to play an instrument. The more the merrier. Join school clubs and activities as much as possible. Buy every yearbook and tell your friends to write you a message, and especially something memorable that happened that year. Never say no to learning something new. Watch less videos and read more books. Ask your grandparents about their past and find out where you came from. Bonus points if you write it in a journal. Write a letter to your future self. Write down your short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals on a small paper and put them in the hidden pocket of your wallet. Talk to the new kid in class.